Welcome to the Tale Slate. I'm Ben Stacy. I'm here with Tim Evans, and we are talking Survivor once again. It was an interesting episode last night.
Yes.
They got rid of somebody I was hoping they would get rid of for a little while now.
How many times have we heard that phrase, Peter's gotta go?
Yeah. And he finally did. Although the ironic thing is, I actually started to like him a little bit in the beginning of the episode. That's when he was sort of trying to sort of align a little bit with Ty and them, that sort of the group in that tribe that I liked.
Well, he knew that his original tribe was against him and wanted him out, and he finally, I gotta flip on them. You know, let's throw some of them under the bus and keep me.
Yep. I mean, and he would have been fine had he actually committed to that and made it clear to Ty and Scott, right? Scott and what's her name? Julia? The young girl. Julia, right?
Yeah.
If he had made it absolutely clear to them, listen, I want to take out Joe or Aubrey, then he probably would have been fine. But he just sort of mentioned it a little bit and didn't commit to it.
Yeah, well, the whole thing with Julia coming back into a new tribe, I thought that was interesting because it was like, she's an obvious target all of a sudden, just a few days away.
Yeah.
You bond with and all of a sudden here comes an outsider.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought she might be going.
Yeah, and that's the risk when you're ostracized for a little bit. But what do you think of the actual tribal council itself? There was some interesting talk going on there.
I thought that might be one of the phrases of all time when they said, stick to the plan.
Well, they've said that before in other seasons, and it's gone. I mean, I can remember the worst example of that was with Keith Nail in his first season. Stick to the plan, and he thought, oh no, they're changing something on me. But no, they were trying to say, yeah, stick with the plan, you're fine, but he screwed it up.
Well, because, you know, and at the times, I forget who was talking, but you can see all the other people are turning an original plan.
Yep.
Original plan. You know.
Yep. Yeah. So, and I think, I'm not sure if it may not be the first time, but it was interesting seeing that Aubrey wrote down Julia, and they showed her write down Julia.
Yeah.
They showed her pausing, and then she crossed it out.
Because we thought of that when we were watching it, going, are you allowed to throw away a vote? I changed my mind. I'm going to get it. I thought,
Yeah, so that was kind of cool. What about the rest of the episode? I mean, obviously it was like you said, Julia's first time back into her new tribe. What else did you find kind of interesting?
Who doesn't love Ty?
Ty's amazing.
I mean, he's one of those guys that just, everyone, I think, he's going to win the fan favorite award.
Yeah.
It's just one of those guys, you look at him, especially with him and Scott.
Do you think he can win?
No.
I'd like to see him win, but I just don't see how. He could probably get close to the end, but then they're going to get rid of him because
he's too popular. Yeah. It's one of those things, you're too popular, you got to go.
I'm liking Scott a little bit more. When he was back on his original Braun tribe, both he and Kyle were complete jerks with, I should remember her name, but they called her Blondie.
Yeah.
Ashley, wasn't it?
Alicia.
See, they called her Blondie too much. That's all I've got stuck in my head. But they were jerks to her.
Yeah.
And I think once they got separated, I guess it's kind of like when you separate the two misbehaving kids. You know, they're good on their own. Put them together, they're not. But yeah, he's kind of protecting Ty, and they've now got their little alliance going there. And
the challenge too. I was looking back with the basketball.
Oh yes.
Going, oh yeah, the NBA guy is going to just kill it this one, and you're thinking, okay, it's not a basketball, all right, it's a little wee thing, light. It's completely different when you're into that. And next thing you know, whoever he was up against started sinking him, putting him in. And I'm thinking, it was season 28 when the last NBA guy was playing Cliff.
Didn't he lose? Cliff lost, didn't he?
He lost the basketball challenge, and he never heard the end of it. That was the season that Wu made that $1 million mistake.
Oh,
Let's
yes,
take Tony
that's
because
right.
it's honor, not
Yeah,
the person
yeah.
I can win against. It's crazy. But that's what I hearken back to going, the other guy's going to win. He's going to get ridiculed because he's an NBA guy. He should be thinking...
Now, we spent more time with that tribe because they were the ones going to tribal, but what about the other tribe? What do you think of the other tribe? I mean, they haven't had to go to tribal yet, so they haven't had a lot of politicking going on, but thoughts on that tribe?
It's really hard to say when you see what's happening on camera. We don't know all the things
Yeah.
that... So it seems like, oh, everybody's happy. You know, so I don't know. It's hard to... You know, when something bad happens, they focus in on, here's the infighting between these two people, and if there's no infighting, it's like, okay, we're not going to show anything.
Exactly. Yeah. What else did you find compelling in this episode?
The challenge, the immunity challenge. Immediately, my thought was, well, Scott's going to win this for sure. I mean, he's got an extra 6 inches
right,
on
yeah,
everyone,
that's
and
right,
this
the
is
stacking of the
a
cubes.
stacking of the cubes, and this is going to be, well, he'll just reach up there. And
That was pretty high. That was very high. I mean, Ty had to stand on top of Scott's shoulders to be able to get up to the top.
Yeah, see, I picture him just climbing, like he's climbing up, the Empire State Building or something. Let me just climb Scott here. And I'll just
What did you think of their strategy of having a stack, lifting that stack, and putting him underneath?
Well, that was Peter's strategy.
Yeah.
He was the one that said, "Oh, let's do it this way."
It could have worked.
I thought, "Oh, wow, that is interesting." That's it.
Yeah.
Instead of going all the way to the top, and I thought this might be a great strategy.
Yeah.
But you could see it was tilted a little bit, and then I'm watching from my seat, going, "Just."
I know you're watching them going.
Go the other
way. See it tilting. Just tilt it back a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what else we got.
Well, when we got to Tribal Council, we were talking about this last week. When there's 6 or 7, that's when the big moves are made. That's it always, everything shifts.
Yeah.
And sure enough, there's 6 people,
Again.
and so it's kind of like 3 and 3. But somebody's got to give. There's some connection, and
They had to go through that 3 and 3 twice.
yes,
That's kind of neat. We're a tribe of 6. All right, we get rid of somebody. We're a
Somebody's
tribe of 6.
coming back from Redemption Island again.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
a new person. So it was funny that it was Aubrey that was the one that ultimately changed her mind.
Which I think was wise. I mean, she didn't like Peter, and it was her chance to get rid of him. If she hadn't, she probably wouldn't have been able to get rid of him. And of course, we have a merge coming up next week.
Okay.
Oh, you don't watch the previews.
I never watch the previews. I don't want to know what's coming
Tim
up.
doesn't want to know what's coming, and I'm just spoiling everything for him. They may merge. You never know. They might merge. They sometimes merge at that point in the game.
Yes, no, I fast forward through that part. I don't want to know, oh, medical evacuation next week.
But think about that, though, when you're on a tribe. That's something that's got to be in your head around about this point in the game, too. Okay, who do I want to get rid of? We are coming up to merge time. You know, you have to consider that when you're voting as well. I wonder how many people actually really do think of that. But
That's the tough part again, because do I trust the people that I used to be with at the beginning? That was a long time ago.
Yep.
You know, are we going to merge back and we're going to join forces again, or have they created new alliances?
yeah, that's always tricky. I don't know if you do trust your original alliance or not, because if you've been apart that long, you have to have created some other alliances. And I think you might be able to trust them, but I think you're blind to just go out there and automatically assume that you can trust them, because they're going to have created new alliances too.
I did find it interesting too with it was Joe and Peter having that discussion. You know, he's an ex-FBI guy. He knows how to interrogate, and he's like, one question: did you try and get rid of me? You know, did you? One question. Well, I.
However, I will say that if somebody accuses you of something, it's one of those kind of things where you're damned whatever you say. You kind of get that feeling like, what do you mean you're accusing me? No, I didn't do anything. I don't believe you. But I didn't, you know, so...
You deny.
Well, yeah, you have to
Straightforward, immediate. No.
Nope, I wasn't against you.
No. Who said that?
Not me.
No?
Yeah.
Because, you know, if you go, You can hear the mind working.
Yeah.
No. He knew.
Yeah. Anything else? I mean, it was a good episode. Not a huge amount of stuff happened, but
Even the little dynamics. It was Nick and Michelle.
yes.
I thought, this is kind of neat the way Nick's going, well, I'll take her under my wing and I'll explain how things are going to be, And she's going, oh, he wants to take me under his wing and
Yeah.
pretend I know nothing.
I don't like Nick. I don't like Nick. I don't like Michelle all that much either. But I think I don't like Nick more. Yeah, he's just kind of slimy.
And I also find it amusing, Debbie. She's, the Jill of all trades.
Mm-hmm.
And I like under the title, every time they're talking about her, it's always a different occupation.
Oh, are they? I didn't notice that.
She's this, she's that. It's, I don't know, what, 6 or 7 different things that she says. I'm
not sure how to take her. I mean, I'm sure she's nice. If you're out there, you probably like her, but she's a little bit wacky. And just as far as gameplay goes, the strategy, I don't know if you should trust her, because we can see that she's playing all sorts of sides on this. So
yeah, she is, I think, the female version of Peter, because she seems to be a little bit
not as annoying.
No, but she's, I'm in charge around here. I'm the one who's going to go everywhere.
So, who do you think will win the game at this point? Who's your favorite odds to win, do you think?
Well, I've picked Neil since the beginning.
Okay, yes.
So, and we both were along the same lines last time we were saying, and I've said that since the beginning.
You know what? I mean, we'll have to see how he plays in the future, but yeah, he's done some good stuff. He's kept quiet enough that he's not drawing too much attention to himself. Yeah, I'd be happy if Neil won. It's tricky because there's the ones that you would like to see win, like Ty.
Yes.
But I don't think he's got a chance. Not a chance of winning.
He's too beautiful.
I do like Sydney as well.
Yes.
But people are going to see her as, especially towards the end, she's going to be a big threat. If she gets the Final Four, she's going to win like an immunity, and then, you're not going to be able to get rid of her. So I like her as well. So, I mean, my favorites would be Ty, Sydney, and Neil. But, yeah, you're right. I think Neil does have the better chance out of those 3.
But as we know from this game, it can turn on a dime. Something happens, and the next thing you know, these 5 people team up, and doesn't matter.
Exactly. And that's the cool thing about the game. No matter what you do, there's still the element of dumb luck. I mean, the first person voted out usually in Survivor it's not usually their fault.
Yeah.
It's usually just they happen to align with the wrong person or something went wrong, and they just happen to be the one that goes. Nothing to do with how well they play the game. It's just luck. So they should do a season of all first time outs.
Yes.
Come back.
They did. Did they not do the second chance?
The second chances,
people?
no,
They were in once, and then.
Yeah, the only person who's come back, I think, that it was out first was Francesca, and then she was out first again.
Francesca.
That was an FBI guy. Yeah, they also should do I think they have been talking about doing this a winners season as well, and Jeff Probst has said that he's waiting till the point where they have enough good winners. Well, and also ones that are willing to come back and play.
Okay.
So you don't want, there's the odd time that somebody's won and they really didn't do anything. They were sort of, on somebody's coattails the whole way.
They won.
They won, but do you want to see them play again?
Yes.
So, I mean, they have a bunch of seasons to choose from now, but I'm sure they will eventually get to that point as well. Yeah, anything else before we wrap up?
No, it's just I'm really enjoying this season. Some seasons I kind of just watch it because I've always watched it, but this I'm finding really enjoyable.
Yeah, me too. And I'm glad because last season was so good that this season had a lot to live up to, and it's doing well. So
I'm always amazed that it's lasted this long and it still seems fresh. It's not. Oh, same
I've
thing.
always said it's like watching sports. You don't get tired of watching football or hockey or baseball, even though it's the same game
over and
every
over
time.
again.
you want to see how these different players play it and how well they play it. So that's what Survivor's like. You're watching a new team or teams play this really cool game. And that's why it doesn't get old. Yeah.
All right, let's look forward to the next episode.
Yeah, so we'll be back again next week with our thoughts on Survivor once again. Thanks for joining us.